Hello, beautiful people. My name is Celia Musuning Zenyele. If you are coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, welcome. If you are a return subscriber, thank you so much for your time, data, and every opportunity that you are taking to watch my videos. And to all the new subscribers, feel at home, welcome. And I would really like to thank everyone that has supported me so far on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. What you are doing to me, can you please do unto others as well? And may we build this community of caring people. The care and the love that you're showing me, I so appreciate it and wish it for others as well. Thank you. I would like to talk about maintenance shenanigans. Let's talk about maintenance in South Africa. This topic, we've been wanting to talk about it with Aus Favor. We've been trying, but the live stream did not favor us at the time. We'll still have to arrange. Maybe some other time we will get a chance to collaborate on the topic. But in the meantime, I would like to just encourage women to think about maintenance, starting with what are the benefits of maintenance, or what kind of maintenance are we talking about. Let me start there. There are two kinds of maintenance. There is spousal maintenance. There is also child maintenance. In this particular video, I would like to talk about child maintenance, and maybe in another video I will talk about the spousal maintenance. Here I just want to talk about the pandemic that we have in our country of fathers that do not know that their children do it, fathers that do not know that their children have got to be sheltered and they also have to be clothed. This is a pandemic in our country, particular when coming to our brothers and sisters. You do know who I'm talking about. We are still lacking at this, and I would attribute our lacking at this to the past. Many boys who are men now, who were boys, grew up in situations where they did not see their fathers. They did not have their fathers. I'm talking about many. I'm not talking about everyone. But we do know that South Africa is suffering from absent fathers syndrome. And the absent father syndrome is contributing towards a chain of events that are just moving on endlessly. We find the people that do know exactly how it was growing up without a father, how it was growing up with a mother that is struggling alone. But instead of that concept driving them towards the thinking along the lines of, I do not want my child to grow up like me, instead it drives them towards a direction of, my mother did it, she must do it too. Yes, more and more men saw their mothers struggle with them, saw their mothers struggle with their siblings and everything else once their fathers were absent, enjoying life somewhere. Okay, in certain cases, unfortunate cases, many fathers died, and that is an exception to the rule. We are not talking about that today. We are talking about fathers that were existent, were sperm donors, but they were not there in their children's life. That is the kind of men that we are talking about in this particular video. Men who let their women raise their children alone. Now, those boys are men today. And they find themselves adopting the very traits of the fathers they thought they would never be. Because they don't know better. It's part of the reason why. They don't know better. And at the first sign of trouble in relationships, they run away, just like their fathers did. But they don't see it as, I'm like my father. They would argue with everything they have that I'm not like my father. But they are doing exactly the same things that their fathers did. I don't know what they call it, but they would still refuse and say, no, I'm not like my father. So in this country, we still have that pandemic of fathers who are fathering children. After fathering children, at the first sign of trouble, they leave the women. For various reasons. Sometimes relationships end. Sometimes relationships end because of pregnancies. Because men do not understand the concept of a pregnancy affects the hormones of a woman. They just see this woman changing, becoming something else, and they think she'll forever be like that. They don't even think that maybe it's just the hormones. After she gave birth, she'll be better. They don't think it that way. And there is another societal problem that we have of men who say a car must have a spare wheel. Now, while you are acting up because of your hormones as a woman, your man is busy finding a spare wheel outside. And then the spare wheel is not pregnant, the spare wheel is available, and then it's easy for them to leave you while you are pregnant. And one other thing is, your body may change. The shape that they were attracted to may change after you give birth, and all of a sudden you are no longer good enough. Man, there are so many things that we can attribute towards the end of relationships the minute the children arrive in relationships. Now, this happens. Parents split, father runs away. All of a sudden, that child must eat soil. The mother must make a plan as to how that child must be fed. And then the African father would wait somewhere until the child is in his 20s, 30s. The child is doing well. The child is now having a career of their own. Now they start claiming, that's my child. They also have a saying that says, that child will grow up and will come to me when they are getting older, which is true in most cases, not all cases, but there are cases where many children, they grow up without their fathers, but the minute they grow up, they tend to have that longing of having the other parent also in their lives. And they feel like it's not my fault that my parents split, and why should I be affected by their split? And they end up thinking maybe this mother was trying to separate me from my father. Let me go find my father. So many of us went to look for our fathers. I'm one of those girls that stood up and went to find their father, because I had a longing for my father. And it got worse when I had my own children. The minute I got my own children, when they started asking that, how come our father has got a mother and a father, but you only have a mother? And to think that I do have a father that's alive drove me to a point where I felt like, let me find this man. Let me show my children that I also do have a father. So it happens to many. Not all children, because some grow up very angry because their fathers are not there. Fine. Back to the maintenance. I'm busy rambling here and I don't want to ramble. Now, this is the reason why you have to make sure that that guy maintains their child, because they are going to claim that child sometime along the way. And you don't want to find yourself being this bitter woman that says, hey, I struggled alone. Hey, where were you? Where were you? Where was he? Hey, you cannot go and find your father. So another problem is that when you do not seek maintenance for your child, unfortunate part is you are going to raise this child at your own expenses alone, which many women do afford to. But when it comes to that time of the child's life, when they want the other parent, now you want to act as a jealous parent because now you feel like you are owed loyalty due to you standing alone all these years. Whereas actually it wasn't the child's fault that you stepped up alone, you worked up alone, you fought for that child alone, whereas you did not bring that child alone to this world. We have to do right by our children. We have to do right by our children. And part of doing right by our children is to taking their parents that are not in their lives to court for maintenance. And think about it this way. Yes, you could be affording to do everything for this child, but what if your job were to just have a problem one day? Then you'd start going to seek for somebody that you don't know where they work, and then now at that time you'll be very desperate and you look like you are the bitter ex at that time. Whereas you could be doing this under no pressure, and nobody forcing you to just take the child, this parent to maintenance court, so that they know that they have a child, they need to maintain that child. In the event where your work for some reason happens to stop for whatever reason, whether it's retrenchment, whether it's whatever, you do know that at least you still have something to sustain the child. You do not have to start when it's raining, when your job is no longer there, when your job is no longer enough to fend for the child. And one other thing is, you could die. We don't want to talk about death, particularly as Black people. We don't like that, but it's part of who we are. Now, if you die with your money that you are affording now, what should happen to this child? Now they must go up and down looking for relatives, looking for their parents, yeah? Whereas if there is maintenance order in place, should anything in the event of your death, anything happens to you, God forbid, we do not want that, at least there is an order that is in place that is not going to be stopped by your death. So do think about all these things when you decide whether you are going to pursue maintenance through maintenance court or not. But also be warned, it's not an easy road. It's not a once-off thing. You are not just going to take a day off from work once you go to the maintenance court and then you are helped. It's not like that. It is a journey that unfortunately you have to prepare yourself for emotionally and otherwise, because it takes months. It takes months. It does take anything from 2 to 4 months before you can reach a census. And also it gets easier if you have a partner or the other parent that is not vindictive. If you have the other parent that is like, okay, yes, it's my child, no problem, yes, I do know this child, it makes the things very, very smooth and easier. And I would advise women that when you go and for maintenance, ensure that you don't wait for him to move on with another person first. Right after the relationship, the minute you see the relationship is turning sour, and the minute you realize that he is no longer giving you the money voluntarily, because let us clarify one thing: not every woman has to go to maintenance court, because there are fathers or mothers that do know that they did bring children to this world, and when you talk to them nicely, they would make a plan by all means to avail themselves physically, to avail themselves financially for their children. You just have to communicate well with them. There are those people, they do exist, and try that before you run to the maintenance court. Before you run to the maintenance court, ensure that you are not stirring the pot that was just boiling okay, and you end up with a mess. There's no need to run to the maintenance court just because this particular person, for that month, they told you that, this month I had an accident, I had to pay excess, and because of that, I will make the money short by 1,000 rand. Sorry, just for this month, please bear with me until next month. Then you just run to the maintenance court because of that. Don't be like that. Remember, there will be unforeseen circumstances too. As long as the person is making an effort, do not take them to the maintenance court. The maintenance court need to come in only when you see that this person is not a person to bargain with. This is not the person to discuss anything with. This person is a person that is used to making empty promises, and the empty promises are not just disrupting your own budget, but they are also stirring with the emotions of the child, because there is a problem if a person is going to promise a child something and they never do. That is a case that you can take to the maintenance court. Remember, let's clear one thing for sure. Ladies, we do not take each and every man that is not in our lives to the maintenance court. We take only the people that are not contributing anything to the lives of their children, in the lives of their children, in any way. Those are the only people that we take to the court. And I would like to stop this video here. In the next video that will be a sequel to this one, I will give you the processes as to if now you have decided that this person is untrustworthy, this person is not afraid to make promises to the child and never keep their promises. This person forever says, I'll do this, and they don't. Therefore, the maintenance court is the only option I have. Then you need to know the proper channels. Where do you start? Where do you go? What to do? When do you have to include the attorneys? Because there's no need to include attorneys nje for mnati in terms of maintenance courts. So, but there could be times when you do need the maintenance court or maintenance lawyers or maintenance attorneys, but most of the time we don't even need them. They are just wasting money and our time, because they will be forever reminding the cases. You'll forever be expected to attend the maintenance court while they are accumulating the number of hours that they are saving you, and they are accumulating the bill that they're gonna serve you with so that you pay. So be careful if you're going to include the attorneys in your maintenance court issues. So yes, a sequel to this, we'll talk about the maintenance processes that needs to be followed, only as a last resort. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, share, and set the notification bell, and leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Thank you for your support. Bye bye.